Birthing Purpose with Lana. Today we have the cast of the Sci-Fi TV series Biocross. We have Jordan Bryant, Joseph Mason, Jamal Randall, Abion Ossar, and the musical director Prince Archie, aka PA. And we want to give a shout out to Janine Weir, who is the creator, writer, and executive producer of the show. Welcome, cast. Congratulations.
Yes.
All right. I'm going to start off with the musical director because I don't think that the directors get enough attention, the musical directors, right? They're the show's sound. They ensure seamless transitions. They elevate the performance to its highest potential, and they create emotion for cast and viewers. So I want to start off with PA. How you doing?
I'm good. How you doing?
Good. You know, when I was preparing for this interview, what came to me is this sound. And you all tell me if you remember this sound. And don't look at me. Wait.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, we got you. That's the one.
Wait.
She's trying to hit this joint.
Wait. What is that? Who can guess what that sound is?
Suspense.
Yeah, that's suspense.
Wait.
From a movie.
Which movie specifically? It's a horror movie.
This one.
It's Halloween.
Halloween.
Good.
Movie. All of them. This one.
Yeah, that's true. Michael Myers.
PA, you should get this.
What?
Friday the 13th, you guys.
You got it. You didn't get it.
Y'all didn't watch Friday
So
the 13th?
hold on. Just to test y'all a little further, we already know Friday the 13th. Who's the main character in Friday the 13th? It's taking too long, fellas.
It's a Michael Myers. The
They didn't
king.
get to watch horror movies.
I stay in the church house. The church house.
Hey, man.
It was,
Praise the Lord. That's right.
Bunch of people that like to fall when they see him coming.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right, PA. So do you all have, thinking from a musical standpoint, do you all have a sound that you'll never forget from any TV series or even your show, Biocross? Any sound?
It's a lot of them.
It's a lot of them.
Yeah, it's definitely a lot. It's definitely a lot.
For me, I would say Bloodsport. All the music from that, Kickboxer. I mean, yeah, I got a lot of old songs. Top Gun. Yeah, I got plenty of songs to think about from old movies. Yeah. Y'all go ahead. Y'all turn. Go ahead. I don't want to say all the something. I don't want to say all the good stuff, man. Go ahead.
Game of Thrones. Like,
Just thinking that.
Yeah. Those sounds are...
One that I like is Dexter. I don't know why. Just that music from Dexter used to. I know it. As soon as I hear it, I'm like, oh, Dexter's on.
Just do the sound. Do the sound.
I ain't gonna do no sound.
All right. So, PA, you want to explain a little bit of your creative process in developing the soundscape for a sci-fi TV series?
Yeah, so, well, my job is easy, and they just set the stage for it, so it's really easy for me when it comes to music.
Really? Wow.
That's right.
Okay, because I was reading up a little bit about musical directors, and it talked about how sometimes they have to put the vision over their ego, especially when they're dealing with a lot of non-musicians. But it seems like you are really humble, and you're just flowing with them, and there's no ego in this for you.
Exactly. Janine gave me full range to do what I see fit, so I'm always grateful for that. And these guys encouraged me to do songs, and I know I owe two of them a song for their character, and I ain't got no text message, so I'm good.
Still waiting.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So let me ask y'all real quick. Any one of y'all can answer, but I would like each of you to answer. I want y'all to tell us a little bit about the characters you play and what traits do you like most about your character?
Well, I guess I can go first, because hopefully I don't cut in and out. But my character is basically Sam Logan. I play this character. He's a man that is going through a lot of things in his life. He's trying to figure out where he got his strength from. Also just trying to figure out who he is as a person, as a man. He's dealing with a lot of things that kind of deals with like trust. So he doesn't really trust a lot of people. But in the process, he loves his mom, he loves his sister. And so in that process, that's all he needs. But along the way, he's going to meet some other people, a lot of other great men that's going to be on his side, that's going to be having his back. they're going to have a lot of answers. They have a lot of questions they need answered as well. So they're going to be doing a lot of things along this journey as well. And the place that he's working at is Biocross. And so as Biocross, and you'll talk to Dr. Cross in a little bit, but as Biocross, you're going to see how it's going to be like a lot of secrets, things that we don't even know about. And so it's going to be revealed each episode little by little. And that's going to be like a big twist at the end. So we're really excited about that.
And what trait you love most about your character?
I love the fact that everything that he has in this character just relates to me as a person in general. And it's just easy to play this character. The lifestyle that he carries, it's like, wow, I live that every day. So for me, it's natural.
Okay.
And like, I love his strength. He's strong.
Strength.
So I'm like, you know what?
Hey,
I'm
you strong.
going to take over.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay.
All the time too. So,
That's right.
Right.
All right. What about you, Florida?
Well, I played Dr. Jacob Cross, the founder and CEO of Biocross. And there's so many layers to Dr. Cross. I mean, he was a child prodigy. He's a genius. His mother got taken from him at a very young age by cancer, and that's what made him go into this field, or grew up with his grandmother. You know, his grandmother raised him. He had a speech impediment as a young kid because he thought faster than he could speak, and didn't fit in with the young kids, didn't fit in with the older kids. So he's like an onion. There's so many layers. But the trait that I enjoy most about him is his brilliance and his money. I love that. So, yeah.
All right. Okay.
Okay. What about you, Joseph?
Unmute.
And messed up my introduction.
You can do it again.
Okay. Hey, my man, what did it look like? Luke is the downside of him. He went through domestic violence, going through things with his mom. So he clings to his mom as his safe haven, and his superpower is that he can hear. He can hear everything. He can hear even things that he doesn't want to hear. And so that makes it, as far as the control part, he has to learn. He's a engineer for Biocross. And what I love about him is that I can be myself, because his character's humorous. He's goofy, he's silly, adventurous. So that's me.
That's you. Okay.
Okay. And Abion?
How y'all doing? My name is Abion Asar, and I'm playing the role of Desmond Burke. And Desmond Burke, he's a high-level executive at Biocross, and his superpower is his eyesight. So his vision is kind of like 4K, thermal, HD, a little bit of everything all in one. And I think that's really cool because I actually have terrible eyesight. So to be playing a character who has amazing eyesight and who's just really sharp, I think that's pretty cool. And he's also very detail oriented, and people count on him in times of trouble. So I like that.
Okay.
Okay. Now, knowing all this, are these traits that you think y'all embody in y'all everyday lives?
Just because I'm talking, I'll go ahead and start off. For me, I think I got a lot of similarities with Desmond Burke. People count on me in times of chaos for sure. I'm very detail oriented. So I always kind of got a plan. Not super calculated always, but I'm a risk taker in my personal life. But I definitely think I share some characteristics like Desmond. And his upbringing, he went through a tough childhood. He had a mentor that kind of taught him a lot about people, about reading rooms, reading angles. And he's actually really good at pool. So I'm not that good at pool, but as far as like who he is and how he had to like learn how to survive early, I think that that's something that I embody.
Okay. Florida, you going last, because I know your answer. I heard the traits that you love and that you are attracted to, so I already know your answer. You going last. You next, Joseph. Thank you very much. You're still on mute, champ.
Love mute.
Damn it.
Just leave it off. Don't give it.
Did we miss the introduction again?
Nah,
Okay, good. Okay.
Everyday life, I would say, yeah, somewhat. I hear a lot of crap that I don't want to hear.
Right.
Yeah.
Me too.
And you say you like to be silly.
Yeah. I laugh through everything, literally. I mean, they'll tell you the same thing. I'm always laughing. If I'm not cracking a joke, something's wrong. Something is very much wrong. And I think I'm Luke pretty much all day, every day.
Okay. Thank you. Jordan?
I definitely feel like I embodied this character just every day. I'm constantly asking myself these questions as well. So this is coming pretty similar to me in my everyday lifestyle. And, as I was sitting here thinking, and this is the first time, so y'all gonna get the first thought process of this from me, but the first time I'm thinking about this, everybody's character, if you really look at it, right, you got strength, unbreakable, foresight, hearing. If you put it all together, what character is that? What superhero is that?
Superman.
It is. You see how, and it's all broken up in pieces. So we have a piece of Superman, and that's that version of it. but it's weird because we're doing it from our way. And Janine has created this whole thing for us as Black characters, as Black heroes. We all have a small trait of something from that person, but we do it in our own version. So it's very unique how she, created these characters for us individually. And so it all fits us in all, aspects of life.
That was a great perspective. A very, very great perspective.
Yes.
Your ideology is amazing, man. Okay, Florida, it's your turn, man. It's your turn.
Bro, that was a mic drop moment right there. I can't even, how
You got to.
Come on, Money Man.
Lex Luthor. No, I'm kidding.
Me, and Dr. Jacob Cross, the similarities. I too was, I don't want to say raised by my grandmother, but my grandmother was a big part of my upbringing. She was in the home with me the entire time until she passed away. She even passed away in the home. So not only did I kind of felt like I lost my mom when I lost her. And then my great grandmother was there as well. So I was raised the same way he was raised. The only difference is I did not have a speech impediment, nor was I a genius. I was smart. Some used to call me a smart ass, but I was smart. And as far as my favorite traits about Jacob, his brilliance and being very wealthy, I have yet to experience those things to the level of Jacob Cross.
You're striving. Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
I'm on my way.
Definitely.
Speak it.
So look, in addition to promoting the Biocross TV series, y'all are all on the Men of Valor Tour, right? So tell us what this tour is all about and how these two projects directly connect.
Wow. The Men of Valor Tour is about fellowship with your brothers. And I don't want to make it sound like it's excluding women, because women are also invited to these events as well, because we get great perspective from them as well. And they can learn so much from us, as we've seen in our previous Q&As. But it's just about brotherhood, finding out that we're not alone. We are together. We all go through struggles. And if we lean on one another, we can all push through. Kind of like Jordan said a moment ago, everybody has a piece of Superman, but it's not until we all combine and we all come together that we are fully capable of magic. So I think the Men of Valor Tour is one of those things that if you haven't been to a Q&A, you definitely want to go. You definitely want to experience it. Come and share your stories. Come and hear our stories and just leave feeling refreshed. When I left, I had heard so many things about these gentlemen that I did not know. I felt like, man, one, I'm not alone. And two, my situation ain't as bad as I thought it was. Sometimes we think that our situation is the worst thing ever. And then we hear somebody else's story and we're like, whoa, that's something. I remember one time I was complaining about something, and a pastor friend of mine, I'm just complaining, and he's like, man, Florida, that's crazy. He said, it's a good thing there aren't starving children in the world. Sit there and like, okay, my bad. You right.
Right.
So I think that's kind of, if anybody else wants to put their input in on what Men of Valor is to them, that's kind of what it is for me.
Okay.
Got it, brother. Yeah, so I'll speak a little bit on it. I think that behind the scenes, there was a lot of Black women who wanted this to be a project. So this is really about kind of them making sure that our voices are heard. I think the main mission was to get our voices heard, letting us know that we have safe spaces, letting other Black men know that it's okay to talk, it's okay to be vulnerable, and that your story is still valid and it deserves to be heard. And as far as Biocross goes, I think it's just very unique how each one of us has our own story to be told. And they're all layered with just Black stories. So some of the similar struggles that we might have been through, people should be able to find a person or character or two in here that they can identify and connect with. Yeah, I think that's how those two go hand in hand.
That's
okay.
Well, let's get into a little bit of the themes of the tour, because I know it's Breaking Point. The second one is Isolation and Brotherhood. And the third one is what defines a man today. So let's start with Isolation and Brotherhood. I am a data statistics girl, okay? So I was researching and I found that the Survey Center of America and Harvard University says that there is a male loneliness epidemic. They called it a friendship collapse or friendship recession. Are you guys shocked to hear that? Is that shocking news to you to hear that?
It's
not
shocking at all. I mean, if you really think about it, men, we typically give people one or two chances to hear us. And when they don't, we shut down. Like either you can't handle what I'm saying or you just don't want to hear what I'm saying. And then when we shut down, we don't oftentimes go to our friends, because growing up, you've taught, man up. In any situation, man up. You fall down, man up, get up, rub some dirt on it, whatever the case may be. And no one ever tells you what man is or how to be a man. Like no one says, hey, this is how you be a man. It's just all these examples of when you going through some type of traumatic experience, they tell you to man up. So it's all
don't cry, stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
You hear that since young. Wipe those tears, boy. Crying is for girls, or whatever the case may be. Men don't cry and stuff like that. So yeah, totally.
So when you hear that your entire life, you make this picture of what a man is, and it's this person that has no emotion. So typically we don't go to our friends and be like, man, my girl hurt me, because they be like, what? Yo, who hurt you? Right, get back in these streets, So, and thankfully there are certain gentlemen out there, certain men out there. These guys right here, I don't know about Joseph, but the rest of them, I'm kidding. These gentlemen actually have your back in situations like that. Like I believe I could actually go to Abion or Jordan or Joseph or Jamal or whomever else and say, hey, listen, man, I'm going through it. I don't feel like myself, whatever the case may be, and they'll genuinely give me sound advice or be encouraging.
Yeah.
Let's say something. Oh.
Look, you know what I did? You know what just came to my mind? As soon as you said what you said, Florida, Joseph's character trait kicked in because he heard you right away.
Yeah.
Right away. He heard that. He heard you right away. Talk about it. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Oh God.
Yeah, I'm paying attention here, y'all. I'm paying attention.
Boy.
Yeah.
That is hilarious, man.
Okay, so
I'll speak a little bit on that. On the loneliness epidemic, I'm not really surprised by it. If you think about the average person out here or the average male out here, we don't really have the appropriate skills to properly manage and communicate. So like he was saying, if you tried once or twice, the average guy is going to shut down and not really give you any room to get into that space anymore. If you try being vulnerable and it didn't work out, that's kind of your last chance at getting to that with him. You really got to work to get back into that space. But I just feel like right now we got a world that is kind of revolving around tech. So when it comes to interpersonal interactions, that's probably at an all-time low. A lot of people don't work in spaces that require them to use interpersonal skills and talk and pay attention to body language and know when somebody's done with a conversation and so on and so forth. And that stuff takes work. And a lot of guys, I just feel like don't have the capacity right now or the know-how to really just get out there and how to approach these things, whether it is, speaking about emotions or just being more confident or getting a life skill or anything like that. So yeah, we all got work to do to, I guess, impact the problem in our own world. But yeah, that's not surprising to me at all.
Yeah, they said the friendship collapse started in 1990. So let me give you statistics. Listen to this.
Okay.
Since 1990, it says the number of men with no close friends has quintupled, jumping from 3% to 15%. It says since 1990, over half of men had 6 or more close friends, but today that number has been cut in half. Young men are half as likely to talk to a friend about a problem today than they were 30 years ago. 2 out of 3 young men feel that no one truly knows them well. While 25% of young men feel lonely daily, older men are most likely to be physically alone. If a man is single, he is twice as likely to have 0 close friends compared to a man who is married. Men are 3.3 times more likely than women to die from deaths of despair through suicide and addiction due to isolation. And social isolation is as dangerous as smoking. It increases the risk of dementia by 50% and early death by 26%. All you viewers, go run and get some friends and stay alive.
That's who killing us.
The friends.
Now, if you want to get, I like them statistics, but if you go over to prison statistics, most of the guys that's in there are in there because they did something to somebody they know.
Go get you some friends, not some frenemies. Get you some friends.
When it is 2026, you don't know what you
or they did something
with
the
Lord. You got to pray.
One of their friends.
That discernment up. That discernment.
Yeah, you got to be a better judge of character, my brother.
So that's where I was going with it.
Go back to the 90s. I tried to go to church and get friends. It didn't work.
I mean, you got to be a better judge of character, my brother.
That's
we're not supposed to be judging the character.
I heard
judge the spirit. You judge the spirit.
I heard her say that the stats were a little bit higher for married men. And I think we have friends because we need somebody to go through this stuff with us. I need somebody to tell. I need
allowed to have friends. You ain't allowed to have friends.
Man, I got friends. I
I
can't.
had no single friends.
You got them.
Married men on
No,
a
no,
friends.
I find that I got single. Y'all single, kind of.
Right. When you, boy, you stupid. When you get,
Keep going.
when you marry, man, it's expected for you to live a certain way. You know what I'm saying? And most guys feel like certain parts of that lifestyle of themselves get snatched away. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent,
Correct.
that woman is controlling. To a certain extent, that woman is telling you what she does and what she doesn't want. But you never get to turn that around and say, no, I want to hang out on Friday. Now, it turns out into you sneaking to do it. It turns out into you just being rebellious about it and just, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care what she say. You know, instead of it being a compromise and you letting that man just be himself.
Okay.
I shouldn't have to get to 60 years old before I can go ride from Dallas to Austin on my motorcycle without an argument.
Okay, wait. But Joseph, but see, that's where equally dope comes into play. But I find like opposites love to attract. Like you'll get with someone who's in the church, she gonna get with her bar guy. Now y'all fighting and you sneaking and all this stuff because you're not on the same page. How about just get a woman who likes the bar and y'all go to the bar together and you don't have to speak.
Hold on. To your point, there are two sides to every coin. So why she picked him as well?
Right.
So you understand what I'm saying? Why she knew what she was getting herself into, just like he knew what he was getting himself
Right.
into.
I think people are kicking good today. No, for real.
But it's just, you know, God forbid, I love you, Papa. I'm not even trying to put him down, but at the same time, if you go back, most of those women, they're boring in a certain sense. In a certain sense, they're not. We're not gonna.
What word did you just use? What word did? What word did you just use?
They're boring in
Which
a certain
one?
sense.
Why is he
Now,
wait, which girls are boring? Which one?
Now, when it comes to the cheating and the infidelity, I'm gonna say the word that it initially is. Most people do that because of the excitement of the other person. It's not a plan. When you, like, if you go back into, I ain't gonna say that long, 30 years ago, okay, the male would go and he would wake up at 5:30, try to make 500 before 12 o'clock. Now, does he want to go home? No, it was different.
Where does he want to go?
He doesn't want, it depends on that person, because back 30 years ago, majority, 70% of people were married. It wasn't as many single people running around because single people actually were dealing with single people then.
Well, 30 years ago, 1996, I believe is when you're talking about.
Yeah, and back.
There weren't limited options. You only knew what was in your sphere of influence.
Exactly.
You knew what was in your neighborhood or your church or your job. You didn't have social media to look and say, "Oh man, she bad. Let me DM her." Or, "Oh man,
exactly.
Look over here. Let me OnlyFans." What? No, there was girls going wild. You couldn't touch none of them.
Cheating was 2 miles away, not 45. Yeah.
So I understand.
Don't have this ain't making the interview, right? Cutting a lot of this out just so you know. That's why I don't go live. They're gonna be like, "What was this about Biocross? How did we what?" No.
If you're talking about the loneliness epidemic, we didn't got
it. Was lonely. It was lonely.
I did have something I wanted to speak on too.
Oh, go ahead.
I think a lot of people are lonely right now too, due to like social media and like dating expectations.
Yes.
A lot of people really don't know how to navigate that field. And for me, being a person who I say hasn't had as much trouble with navigating that field, I got a lot of homies out here who don't even try to engage with people, because, they don't want to be the aggressive person or the rude person. There's always a problem with how women get approached nowadays. So if you do it in the gym, you're wrong. You do it at the church, you're wrong. You do it at the mall, you're wrong. And now it's like you got to have this endless list of qualifications just to be able to take somebody out on a date or get to know them. For a lot of guys, it's just like, hey, I'm not about to stress myself out. Like, hey, we dying at a quicker rate. Drug usage is high. Like, people are like, look, I got better business to handle. I'd rather sit at home and play the game, hop on Call of Duty with the homies or Fortnite or something like that and just vibe out, because it's not really worth all the struggle.
Now, you're talking about loneliness, like not having a lady, but these statistics were really talking more about
bros,
male friends. A lot of guys love a woman. That is who their confidant is. They rather connect with a woman, and they don't want any male friends. So let me tell you what they say. According to Harvard University, men traditionally bonded shoulder to shoulder through shared activities. So there's been a decline, they said, in fraternal organization, bowling leagues, local clubs. Like, men aren't doing that anymore. They also say that men used to make friends at the workplace, but there's increased job hopping, longer work hours, and the rise of remote work, which is what you said. Also, men are moving to other states for more work often than in 1990, which strips them away from childhood and college networks, and they kind of struggle to rebuild those relationships in the new city. And they also said men are starting to compete more. They prioritize professional networking over genuine, vulnerable relationships. And then, of course, what you said, the digital age. So what's up with that? Not necessarily the man-woman relationship, but the brothers. So what's
if you don't have like common hobbies or like interests, then yeah, I'm not just gonna walk up to some dude in the grocery store and be like, hey man, I like them jeans, man. We should hang out.
That's Ayo. That's Ayo.
Yeah, that's yo. So my boys that I go golfing with, we all golf together. It's like I got a group that golfs together. I got my group that we act together. You know, my hobbies, the things, and I'm not even calling acting a hobby because it's not my hobby. Just let me just clarify that. But if you find common interests, those where your friends lie. And when you don't have those interests anymore, whether that be because you just stopped or you outgrew it, then those friends typically start to like die off a little bit.
When you spoke about hopping from jobs, I know job demand is a lot of reason that a lot of guys I know don't even participate or do their hobbies anymore. So like a lot of people, they get phased out of playing sports. They get phased out of playing video games. You know, either it's childish or it's not seen as important, even though that there's still a lot of added benefits outside of that. But yeah, it's like life, the responsibilities of it kind of make you feel like, hey, these relationships aren't as important. And I don't know about this group here, but it seems like all of us, we do a good job of keeping our cohorts of friends around. Like I'm in basketball leagues. I talk to these guys. I play music. I do random promotional work every now and then. So like I'm always in ecosystems with men. But when I speak to other men, it's definitely a growing problem though, for sure.
Right. Because you talked about being in ecosystems with men, but they also talked about how you could be around a lot of people and still feel lonely. Have you guys ever experienced that where you're around a lot of people like PA? You're around a lot of the musicians, right? Do you still tend to maybe like feel lonely sometimes, even though you've got the band around?
In a sense, yes, I do. I can't quite explain it. It's like a feeling that I can't even explain. And I know it don't make any sense, but it's like a hard feeling to explain.
Yeah. Is it because maybe people can't be their genuine selves? Like I'm around all these people, but I can't really be me. So there's still that loneliness?
Well, that's one of the things, but there's a fine line between what I can and can't tell you. Like I could share some things with certain people, and even those people I had to fill out for a while to make sure, because in this world today, it's like everybody's out for themselves. You know, whether that be for a job, whether that be for a girl, whether that be for whatever it may be. I could tell somebody something one day and they share that information just so they can get ahead of me in whatever lane we're currently in. So we have to be very careful as to what we share with whom. And sometimes that leaves you in a room full of your peers and full of people that you rock with, but you like, I don't trust you to that level.
Okay.
So, right.
Thank you, Florida.
So you heard the statistics about the loneliness and the isolation. And it brings people to breaking points.
Speaking of breaking points, I'm glad we're here because I was waiting to ask this. They say signs of a man reaching his breaking point is often behavioral more than verbal. What are some of these signs? What are some of the signs of these breaking points? And what can friends and loved ones look out for?
I'll speak from me because I've come eye to eye with that breaking point before. For a while, I didn't even know I was headed towards it. But it's the shutdown. You know, you shut down from everything and everybody that you're accustomed to, you're used to. The things you used to do, you don't do anymore. The people you talk to, you don't talk to them anymore. There are signs. You'll see, like me, I stopped talking to all my friends. I used to talk to 3 people in particular, literally every day. And I stopped. I just completely stopped. They reach out. I wouldn't text back. They reach out, call, and I give them some excuse or whatever the case may be. I didn't want to talk to anybody because I didn't want to share my problems because I knew in some fashion, some of those stories, some of the conversations that we had was always like, hey, we're all sharing what we're going through. And I didn't want to add on to their plate. At least that's what I told myself, is I didn't want to add to their problems with mine or make it look like my problems overshadowed theirs. So I kept them to myself. And it got to a point to where I had suicide thoughts. And it like made me so scared. I was like freaked out by it because I used to be the guy to be like, I don't understand how people get to that point. I don't understand how people have those thoughts. And when it happened for me, one of my friends told me you need to go to the doctor. And I did. And they said, you're suffering from depression. And they said, you can get on this medication. But luckily I had an honest doctor that said, sometimes the medicine makes you worse. And
For sure.
they said the other thing you can do is actually speak to somebody about it. So I sought out therapy, counseling, and getting back involved in talking to my friends about some of the things that I was feeling. Thank God that I had those people in place to talk to, because I don't know where I would have been without them. And I don't know what I would have done, because, you know, the saying that when it rains, it pours, and it was a thunderstorm, Hurricane Katrina. Like it was terrible in my life. And honestly, it hasn't gotten so much better, but I've just learned how to, you know, deal with it better.
Mm-hmm.
You're weathering it.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. And what are some other breaking points besides shutting down?
Acting out. Again, I can speak to this one. There was moments in my life where I was in relationships that I would literally go do things just to make that person leave me.
Sabotage, self-sabotage.
Yes, I've been there before. I've been to the point where it was like, you know, I'm gonna do these things. I'm going to shut down for you and open up to everybody else. And I don't care what you think. And if you leave, you leave. I wanted to be by myself. I didn't want to look like the bad guy, but I wanted to do whatever I could to get you away from me. Even, you know what? And this is a transparent moment. I remember one time, and I hope she don't hate me for saying this. I remember I'm married, but I remember one time I told my wife, I feel like I'm holding somebody else's wife hostage and you should probably leave. And luckily she didn't, thankfully. But in those moments, that was when I was going through that depression. I remember telling her that. And I don't even remember what her reaction was, because I honestly didn't care what her reaction was. I just wanted her to go. I didn't want her to go down with the ship, if you will.
Okay. So you were having a lot of behavioral shifts.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. But you recognized what was going on. You recognized it, right?
But it wasn't until literally I had those thoughts of harming myself that I started to realize, hey, something's not right. I don't think like that. But before that, the acting out and all of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Like in my mind, I was still just being me. And then those thoughts came about, and it was just like one of those moments where it's like, something's wrong. Something is really wrong if I'm thinking about that. So
Yeah. I saw high irritability, emotional flatness. It says increased cynicism was one of the other signs of a breaking point. Excessive escapism, substance abuse, recklessness, fast driving or risky financial decisions, sleep disturbances, physical tension like frequent headaches, back pain, clenched jaw, neglecting of self-care, not caring how you look, just like whatever. Have you guys ever experienced those breaking points?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I say at different times, you know, we probably all seen it if not in ourselves and people around us. You know, I've seen people turn to drugs, whether that's family, friends. I've seen the victimizing behaviors as well too, where it's just like, you know, everything is my fault, or, you know, nobody loves me. So like, I'm pretty sure at some point we've all seen a piece of those victimizing behaviors, but I think what it is, it's like they can kind of also be confused with other things as well. So it's easy for a guy to be like, oh, I'm all right. And somebody will take that as, oh, he's good. And they'll let that ride. So yeah, it seems like, oh, there's so many things you can see to identify it. But at the same time, these are also like regular signs that people go through. Some guys don't care about how they dress. Just everybody has a different levels of accountability. They approach their work struggles differently, you know, whether you lose a job and you have to, you know, start getting out a bunch of applications and stuff like that. Like the going through that process for some people is really tough. Some people don't want to talk about that at all. And I think what it is until you've actually gone through a tough process and opened your mouth and you've seen how people can be there to support you in your friend groups and your family. And then you can kind of go like, oh, I'm not really here by myself. And maybe on the next time I'm going through something, I can open my mouth a little bit sooner because I seen that I was supported and these people are my real friends. And, you know, I really do got this love. But it's really easy for us to feel unheard, and therefore none of that stuff even comes out.
I appreciate you sharing that. You as well, Florida. Jordan, you stayed quiet. So when you get depressed or upset, you go to the gym, huh?
Yeah, I go to the gym. That's like my stress reliever.
And I knew that answer because I do the same thing. If I get upset in any way, or I don't really get depressed, but if I get upset in any way, yeah, I'm going to the gym right away. I don't care if I've been there already. I'm going again.
Hours on hours. Yes.
Yeah.
It's no question.
So overachieving too. Sometimes that's a sign too. People don't even count that. Somebody's always going, and doing. That could be a sign too. They don't want to stop to deal with what they're really feeling.
Yeah, it's true.
So they say,
Yeah.
yeah.
What was that called? The escapism.
Yeah.
That was the escapism. Okay, so you all have this newfound brotherhood because you spoke on this. You touched on this, Florida, about how y'all now have each other. So I want to get a little deep. Any one of you can answer this. What is the most brotherly thing any one of the male co-stars has done for you behind the scenes when the camera wasn't rolling?
Look at Joseph. Yeah, tap in there, Joseph. Go ahead, Joe.
I could say that, me and Jordan, we built a relationship actually prior to this show even kind of coming together. We were working together on a project maybe before the pandemic for a restaurant, and we just naturally connected. And there's definitely been a time or two where I've been in the city and I've had to reach out to him. He's come through, picked me up, took me to his house, whether I was just killing some time on the day or I'm pretty sure I could call him if I needed a place to sleep and he would pick it up as well. But we always doing our part of just trying to connect each other to new business opportunities, whether that's connecting somebody to an agent or a manager or a fashion show or a job. So there's always just those little points of outreach that we try to do for one another. Like if I know something comes across my desk that I'm not a great fit for, or I'm not available for, but I can pass it to Joseph or I can hit up Florida, they know it's coming their way. No questions asked.
Okay, that's what's up. That's what's up. And I see Joseph. I see you sitting there. Joseph, you know what? I can already tell you from the hood, man. You from the hood. You are definitely from the hood because you sitting there like they talking all this emotional stuff. What they talking about, man? Like, okay, next topic, man. What's up, man? With all this, man? I know. I already know. I feel the energy, baby. I feel the energy. Yeah.
Go there. What's that? Your soft side. What have they done that with such brotherly love towards you?
Man.
We all went out to eat, and I got some cookies. That's what.
Oh,
Yeah, look. Hey, Joseph, don't worry. I feel we're not going to let them emasculate us. No way.
come on.
Itis, that's all.
You got the itis.
Oh man. Man.
I want to ask y'all, we often see like men or characters bonded through trauma and violence. So what does a healthy, non-toxic brotherhood look like to y'all?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind was, and follow me here, was freedom. A healthy, non-toxic brotherhood.
Right.
It's
Not gang related. Now we rob together.
Yeah.
We shoot them up,
I mean, and even if you did, I think if we have a healthy, non-toxic brotherhood, it's that you allow me to just be me in whatever capacity it may be. No judgment. There's nobody sitting here trying to change me, if you will. I think it's one of those things where you get comfortable enough with each other that you learn to grow with one another in whatever direction that may be. Some people, they don't grow the right way, and some people do grow the right way. But for me, that's what it feels like for me anyway. It's just that freedom to just be me and not have to worry about what someone's going to think or say or, what lies going to be told or whatever the case may be. Just freedom.
Okay, so any one of you could answer this as well. How has your definition of brotherhood changed from when you were in your 20s to now? That's deep if you think about it. Yeah, Joseph, I want to hear from you. Exactly, yeah. Yeah.
I have to say it's a little different from me to them because I was in the military in my 20s. So my brotherhood was a lot different then than it is now.
Okay.
I lost a lot of friends through different situations, but all throughout the same aspect of what we were doing. After I got out of the military, I don't think I wanted friends no more, So everybody that got close to me died. And for their own reasons, perhaps, but at the same time, it just felt like, dude, you might not supposed to have friends, So I just kind of stopped letting people get that close to me. So 18 years later, this is the result of it.
Okay.
I can also chime in.
And yeah, of course. Go ahead.
So I don't think that my definition of brotherhood has changed, but I think my requirements for what I call friends has definitely, my bond as I've gotten older and more mature. I just really understand how quickly you become the average of the people that you keep in your circle. And just having the wrong people around is very detrimental to you, your success, your peace, and potentially even your life. So for me, like nowadays, not only am I just like, yeah, we play basketball, great. That might be the start of the friendship. But at the end of the day, we play basketball, but then I see you disrespecting the person up at the front desk or the janitor. I might have to start watching you a little bit differently. And I pay attention to character, man, how you are with your family, your friends, strangers. If I can trust you, you know what I mean? Not to say that I'm just giving people tests to show up for me, but at the end of the day, if I don't feel like I could leave my money around you or my bag around you and you wouldn't go in it, then I don't think that I should even consider you as a friend. And nowadays, I think when it comes to good friendships, I think good friends are going to check in on you periodically, even if it doesn't benefit them. If they just haven't heard from you, they're going to just check on your mental well-being and, you know, how's work going? How's life going? How's the family going? What are your goals for the year? Those are really friends who are really in tune. And in that way, like, you know, when y'all do have those check-ins, you can kind of check in on those goals and see if they're really making progress, or if they're being withdrawn. Now you can kind of pick up on some of those cues, like, oh, this, maybe the job thing didn't work out like you said, or that series didn't pick up like you said it was, or, you know, maybe it becomes a little bit easier for you to pick up on what's going on if you're really in tune. And last thing I say about good friendships is not only do I want you to support me and allow me to do me, but I also want you to hold me accountable. Like if I'm not on my job as a friend, or if you see me being a bad friend to somebody else and you witness that, I would want you to check me. Like if I'm talking crazy to another grown man at the basketball court, come and be like, hey, bro, you can't be talking to him like that, bro. That's a grown man. He got a family too. Don't just let me talk crazy because I can make a couple of jump shots. You know, I want somebody to kind of step in there and be a real friend. Like, I don't care how good you are. You can still be a good person. You know?
Absolutely.
Right. Right. Okay. Now, has any of you ever been in a situation where a friend or a brother has told you a hard truth? So what's the hardest truth a friend or a brother has ever had to tell you? Have any of you ever had a situation like that where the truth either caught you off guard, shocked you, blew your mind, maybe made you feel betrayed, anything like that? You don't play that, huh, Joseph? Ain't nobody betraying you and getting away with it, huh? Okay.
Can you ask that question one more time?
What's the hardest truth a male has ever had to tell you?
I had a friend call me the other day because he lost his job. You know, and this is one of my friends that I'll check on him if he don't check on me. But being that he called me, I was like, oh, I know he called me because he needs something. So when I called him back, he's just like, yo, this is what's going on. He's a new father. And, you know, he was just kind of letting me know, like, it wasn't really a performance-based thing. His job just cut his position. And he only had like a couple weeks to figure out a plan. His job gave him a little severance, but it's not really going to hold him up much. But he just called me because he knows I'm a resourceful person, and I would give him some words of advice, probably pass him a job or two, or send him to a Facebook group or something where I know he can get the ball rolling. So I'm glad that I got friends who will call me in their hard times and open up to me about stuff like that.
So that's important to have real men as bros, right? So with that being said, I want to know, what is your definition of a real man? Because usually, like in cinema, right, we constantly see the narrative where a man's worth is tied entirely to his strength, his career, or his financial success. So for you, what is a real man?
Don't all speak at once.
I feel like it's me and Florida just talking on every question. I'm trying to let somebody else chime in.
What's a real man?
It's actually crazy. I actually wrote a piece on this when I was in college. It's actually called "What is a Real Man?" I don't know why that was even on my mind back when I was in college, but it just kind of talked about how society has all these expectations of you, from your woman to your family to people that you just meet in the street. Men don't cry, men don't do this, men don't do that. I think what I would say is a real man is just somebody who's accountable for their actions, understands what role that they played in whatever situation that they're dealing with right now. You know, not to say that everything is your fault, but like if your team is losing, you were a part of that loss too. So, you know, you got to went wrong in there, and you know, just operating with good integrity. Some of the things I mentioned earlier, like just having good character and treating people with respect, and you know, your woman or your family, like just taking care of that. I think that's a good man. Like somebody who's just doing what they got to do to keep up with their responsibilities. What else can you ask for that? You're not out here hurting nobody, trying to, you know, wish bad on anybody. You want to see people win too. And then you're also a part of people's progress. You pour into their buckets and you're not just taking. A real man is going to make sure that if he does take from you, he's going to show you some love on the back end too. That's some of my things.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say I don't know. And the reason I say I don't know is because even though I just heard what Avion said, and that all sounds amazing, I feel like it still caters to the world telling us what a real man is. No one has the definition. Nobody knows. I could tell you, a real man follows God. I could say that.
I asked you about that. What is
a real man follows God, and whatever that looks like for you, because not everybody apparently serves the same God. Whatever that looks like for you, and that's what it looks like for you. There are some men that don't take care of their children. I can't say that you're not a real man. You may not be a real good father, but that doesn't make you not a real man. Maybe you don't take
agree with that.
Here, but you take care of your kids at home, because you may not have all your kids in the same household. You may not have a relationship with your ex, or whatever the case may be. I can't say you're not a real man because of circumstances that you've gone through in your life. But, as long as you are being led, and I typically say that by God, then, you still have a chance to be a real man. But I don't have the definition, and I'm still learning every day. Every day I wake up, I'm learning how to be a real man. Every day you wake up, there is a decision you have to make to be a real man, or to just throw in the towel. So I don't know. Hopefully by the end of the series, I'll know. Somebody will write it for me, and I'll tell you guys.
All right, now brace yourself for this next question, okay? So looking at Hollywood and the Diddy trial circus and the selling of your soul or your manhood for roles and things like that.
Hold on, hands out, Joseph. Hands out, Joe. Hands out, man. Don't start yet, man. Come on.
Can you compromise your manhood?
We asking Joseph. This question going to you first.
Be a man.
Can you what?
Can you compromise your manhood? Looking at Hollywood, thinking about the Diddy trial and people selling their souls for Hollywood roles, doing things, all this stuff you hear.
I'd say according to Florida,
I would love to hear from each of you individually.
Can you compromise in certain areas and still be considered a man?
No, I'm going to be considered a man regardless, but I'm not doing it.
I need more information.
Yeah, what's the
No. Hold on. No, Joseph. Listen to the question. Can you compromise your manhood and still be a man? Because you just said I'm be a man regardless. If you compromise your manhood, you can still be a man.
Talking about when people have said being a man, I had to sleep with another man to get this role.
No, hell no.
That's what I'm talking about.
Ain't no role.
I knew he didn't hear it the right way.
Well, how much will you do and sacrifice?
You gotta have some morals and integrity or something. Like, granted, everybody got their own values. So guess according to that, you gotta do what you gotta do. Answer, I guess you might have had to do that for whatever reason you felt like you had to. Or I guess you could say they're a man, but to me, nah. Like I'm judging you off your character. Like, what are you willing to do for some money? That's telling me what type of man you are. Now, granted, I guess we are still men, but it's the type of men we're talking about. Are you the average Joe? Are you a high value person? Are you somebody that's despicable? You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's levels to it for sure.
Yeah, and I agree with you. And to piggyback on the levels, you said, he could still be a man. Nah, you probably could be a male, but you're not a man. Like, that's two different things. Now, you probably could be a male because you got parts and you have everything we have, but you are definitely not a man because you do not stand on principles, morals, and values that men stand on. And those principles, values, and morals are what make your character, as Abion spoke on character. Your character is built on them things. You can only be a man if you're working with those things. And like Florida said, like letting God lead the way. You know what I mean? So
Florida, I don't think Florida.
Or else you're just a male.
Florida don't like all judgment. He don't like.
No.
That's too much judgment.
I was about to say something, and then I remembered something from my past, not relating to that.
Okay.
I'm done. Let me.
Okay.
No.
I'm trying to get canceled, man.
No. When I was thinking, I was like, one, there's no role that important to me.
Okay. Put it out there.
And
don't come for the cash. Anybody out there, producers, everybody, they telling you right here, they're not selling their souls. But okay, go ahead.
Yeah, there's no role that important to me to go that route. I really feel like I was called to this, and if it's God called, then only He can open those doors for me. I'm not gonna do something that's way out of line and out of character for a maybe I'll make it, or maybe something to happen, or whatever the case may be. Now, on the flip side of that, what I was thinking about was I started doing comedy way, way, way back in the day. And there was a moment in my career where I did have a interaction with a woman promoter after said event. So my question then was, what if it was, and I know we said we're not giving up our manhood, but what if a woman held the keys to that dream? Would you guys, I'm looking at y'all can't see it, but I'm looking at all three of y'all. Would y'all dive in it for the chance to get to your dreams?
That's I know. Look. Without any of the extra stuff, just the intercourse. Would you do that? Is that considered selling your soul because she's a female and she's not making you do crazy stuff like walk around on all fours with a leash around your neck and stuff like that? Huh?
I say if you're doing it solely because you was trying to get a job or a role, then you sold out. Like now, if y'all just had a vibe and y'all clicked and that just happened to be the director or the writer or whatever, then like that is what it is. But if you knew you wouldn't touch her and you did that just to get a role, like I'm judging you personally.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay.
Jordan?
Okay.
Yeah, I mean everything they were saying is spot on. I mean, I was just listening to the conversations, and yeah, it's true. I mean, like you don't want to sell your soul to anything, any particular role. I mean, I myself has gotten roles that I've read, and then I was sat there and I'm like, I'm not doing this role. You tell your agent like, I'm gonna have to decline this one just because this is not what I believe in, and I'm not going to put myself out there in those situations regardless. So we all know that these opportunities come. A lot of these guys here get a bunch of opportunities, and we all understand that some of these roles will be judged, even if it doesn't seem as a problem. At the end of the day, the long run, it will be a problem with our families looking at us, or if our spouses are looking at us, children. Yeah, it doesn't matter. So, and we're in the light of like youth. So people are going to look at us and judge us. And so I'm not judging these people because I don't want to say that because some people have to do what they got to do. It's just for us as men in our circle, we just choose not to do it that way.
So just thinking of children and it could cause problems for the future. What do you want your legacy to be? And you don't want to be judged. You can think about your kids, your family. What would you want your legacy to be?
I say my legacy is definitely going to be with the people that I've impacted. I'm not necessarily sure what the family thing is going to look like for me, if I'm going to have a bunch of kids to pass my name on to and things like that. But I definitely feel that I've done an amazing job of just touching souls. My background is in education, and prior to that, I was teaching on a college campus. So like I've just interacted with a lot of people in a lot of different capacities. And the conversations that I've had with people sometimes in a one-on-one have been life-changing. And anytime that I get an opportunity to interact with somebody, they feel really impacted by our interaction. And that's just let me know like part of my legacy is not only to help, but it's also to encourage, to motivate, and kind of just be that big brother to people that I didn't have growing up. And I just find myself doing that on a day-to-day. And me continuing to put that energy out into the world has kind of continued to come back and bless me on the back end. So I just try to continue to do that and keep that as a baseline as I go on my day-to-day.
Awesome.
For me, it's just to inspire people. I want to prove that creativity and integrity can coexist. I want to be a present father. I want my kids to know me, not just know of me. I want them to know who their father was. I don't want them to have many questions when my time is up. What I'm trying to do is become the person my younger self needed so that,
That's deep.
Yeah, so that my children are better off and then the people that are in my sphere of influence are better off. So,
okay. That was a good one. You got anything to add, Joseph?
As far as my legacy, I would just want to go out, knowing I tried, I gave all I had, nothing stopped me from being what I wanted to be or doing what I wanted to do with my life. I gave it all in the right aspects. I gave it all in the right way. I put God in everything that I do. And, basically just not leave debt to my children as far as, things that I've done in life and things that I accumulated. That's not me just saying pay everything off in my life because, I don't think that's possible. But, leave them things that are meaningful for the next 50 to 100 years until it changes.
Okay. Great answer.
Jordan?
Great answer. Oh, Jordan, go ahead.
As for me, I just want to be able to just create that opportunity. Their father, the husband, gave everything he had, right? He works. And not only that, walk into another aspect of life. We have one career that we go through in our early stages. And so for me, going through my early stages of sports, now moving on to entertainment, of acting, I wanted to be able to touch this door and be able to say, I can do anything I set my mind to, no matter what it is, right? I've done my career there and I can do my career here, and I can walk into this door and do it the right way, just like I did it the right way in football and sports. So for me, it's just kind of like opening these doors for my future family, letting them have the benefits, because that's what men do. We create these doors for not only ourselves, but also for our kids. And so now they can always be like, grandpa started this, and next, like we see the benefits of it. So it's really having that opportunity and being able, like Florida said, to have that person that the younger self of ourselves didn't have, and really wanted to open that door for them.
What about a fitness legacy, Jordan? I hear you saying about fitness.
That I'm gonna be a Terry Crews the whole way, so I'm gonna stay fit. They're gonna see me fit.
I'll stay fit. Because I know Ricky's no legacy. I know Ricky. He's leaving behind all the fitness gyms, right?
Yeah, look, we're about to get into that right now. But look, you talking about Terry Crews. You be doing them dances too. He be doing them crazy dances.
Yeah, I learned a couple of dances and stuff. He taught me a little bit. I actually did a workout with him one time when I was with Chargers, and we had a conversation.
Oh, that's lit.
Yeah, it was a conversation, and I was actually talking to him his acting career and everything, and he was like, "Man, you can do it." He's like, "I played sports and I did this," and I was joking about it, because I was like, "Let me be a stand-in," and all that stuff. And he was like, "For real, just let me know." And I think that's when I realized, I was like, "Oh, you really can set your mind to anything." And so just talking to him, seeing how fit he was, and still doing it, right? And
still is,
he's a good-looking dude. He's still handling it. He says a husband. You know what I mean? I don't know if his father figures or not, but I know for a fact that he out there, he's doing everything he can to be a great man. And so it's
he's a father. He's a father.
Okay. Yeah, so it's great to see the role models out there. And so it's cool. And then for myself, I was like, you know what? If I'm getting into this space, I want to be able to do the same thing. And I still want to look good, doing it as well. So
right. So now that we're here, we know how important it is, but I'm gonna ask you again, how important is physical fitness to all of you? So we'll start with Jordan, since you are already talking.
Yeah, it's very important. Your life is, you only get one. And so I always tell you and my clients, you only get one chance at this. You don't get a bunch of chances. And people say, oh, you can start later on in life. But really, once you start starting later on in life, it ain't going to feel the same as it is if you started now. And so
it ain't going to look the same.
It ain't going to look the same. If you're 60 years old talking about, I want a six-pack, you're probably not going to get the six-pack. You'll get the two-pack. But at least you're trying. So why not live in the moment now? Why not take care of yourself now? And for me, as I'm on set, for an example, if they do want me to take my clothes off, and if you want me as a workout scene, I want to feel confident in myself, because, the camera already throws on an extra 10, 20 pounds. So it's like, you know what? I want to look good doing it. And I want to be able to be the action figure, that role model to a lot of people. And so I always like to feel good about myself in general, the way I dress, how I smell, no matter what it is. All these guys in here, they all have the same mindset as well. You know what I mean? They want to take care of themselves. They groom themselves really well. And so we all carry ourselves a certain way. And there's no need to be looking like a bum out there. And we got to show what it takes to be a man. It's like, no, we got to do everything right. That means the way we dress, the way we act, how we take care of our health. And so it's all important for us.
Okay. Florida, you last on this one too. You've been last a lot lately, because I know what you're thinking. I know what you're going to say. We're going to go to Abion.
This is about physical fitness, correct?
Yes. How important is it to you? Is it important to you?
Yeah, for me, physical fitness is very important. I stay in the gym probably 3 to 5 times a week in a perfect world. I play a lot of basketball, and that's been my saving grace. That's my cheat code to not have to necessarily lift a whole bunch of weights. But I got a little small daily routine I do at home. I get up, I do a little ab rollers, I got a pull-up bar. So at the end of the day, my baseline is do something that's gonna help me stay alive longer. I hear statistics about how going to the gym impacts your life, and it's like every couple of days in the gym adds on an extra day or something to your life or something like that. So for me, I'm like, that's quick math. If I want to be alive long, I'm trying to live to 100. All I gotta do is just stay in shape and stay in the gym and keep eating pretty good. But yeah, physical fitness is very high on my list of important things. I actually just left the gym. That's why I was late getting here. I play semi-pro basketball, so I've traveled across the world, gotten a chance to meet a lot of people, and just do a lot of things off of staying in shape. And not only do I get to go places and meet a lot of great people, it also just kind of helps me stay sane. I know you mentioned it early, Ricky, and Jordan as well, about how, when you're going through things mentally, being in the gym kind of keeps y'all sound and keeps y'all where you need to be. My first experience of that was during the pandemic. Not playing basketball for a few months, I was tripping. Like, I'm at home like, yo, I didn't even realize what was going on. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just haven't been outside. So the second I got back outside and started interacting with my guys and playing basketball and just having fun again, I was like, oh, okay, I'm all right. I just needed to get back around my fellas. So
yeah. Okay, the brotherhood.
yeah, the brotherhood piece. Yeah.
Okay. What about you, Joseph?
I work out every day. I've been doing that ever since 2013. My best friend died in my apartment from a heart attack in my bathroom while I was asleep. He had epilepsy. And,
sorry to hear that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I appreciate it. He hadn't took his medicine for a couple of days, and he stayed at my house that last night. And I had asked him, was he going home? And he didn't go home. So that's just what happened. And that led me over into working out all the time. And I was a personal trainer in 2015 to 2018. I did NPC competitions. I've won a couple. Now I just work out all the time because I'm a stuntman also. So I get thrown through walls and slammed and all that. So I kind of live like a Martin Riggs. I kind of need to get hit every now and then.
Okay. Florida.
Well, work out, huh? All right. Motivation. Okay. So me and weights have never really been friends. I can think all the way back to like high school when my coach used to tell me, Palmore, you need to get in the weight room. And I'd be like, Coach.
You saw Jordan's face just now when you said that? Jordan did not like that comment at all.
It just hurts the soul. It just really hurts the soul to hear that.
Hey, my coach used to tell me, but I was one of those kids that, growing up where I grew up, if you were good at sports, you had it kind of easy. You didn't have to do a lot. And we, unfortunately, were ignorant in certain ways that we thought that, certain abilities will take us the rest of the way. So I was really fast. So I didn't think I needed to work out because ain't nobody going to hit me. It wasn't until the late 2000s I started working out. I did start working out. I was working out twice a day, every day, but I was also living in Los Angeles. And I was doing that because I was on stage every day or I was on set every day. And that just became a part of my life. And then I moved back to Dallas and stopped acting for a bit and stopped working out. I probably can count on my hands how many times I've worked out since 2014, which is sad, like really worked out. I ain't talking about like got up and did some push-ups. I mean, like went to the gym and got a good workout in. I probably like 10 times, maybe. I don't even want to say 10, probably like 5 or 6 times in the last 12 years. So I have not really been mentally prepared, or honestly, it's literally lack of discipline and laziness that has kept me from working out as of late. Because like I said, 2 years ago, Jordan gave me a workout plan. And if I had started 2 years ago, the results would be here already. And then when he gave me another plan, like a couple months back, I said to him, if I had started back then, think where I'd be right now. And I still ain't started. So it's just lack of discipline and laziness that has really, really hindered me.
He would have been my top athlete right now. Thought I had him back on the field.
Okay, so since you lead with God, you need to ask God to rid you of that laziness and that lack of discipline. That's what you need to do. Get on your knees and cry out to God. Ask him to rid you of that laziness and that lack of discipline. That's what you need to do. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Amen. Amen.
Okay, one last thing. Do y'all gentlemen see a correlation between physical fitness and mental health?
Yes.
Earlier, I'm ex-military, so it plays a big part of all of that, mental health and everything, you know what I'm saying? So when you work out, it makes you feel a part of something that nobody can really take from you. You're building a body on top of a mindset at the same time. So it releases a lot of things that you're holding at the moment. And if you do it every day, it's kind of like a body cleansing thing. Even though you're getting stronger, you're releasing some things that you didn't really need to keep. And if we don't work out, if we don't sit somewhere at a park, or if we don't find somewhere to release this stuff at, it's going to get released in the wrong place.
Or in the wrong way.
Or in the wrong way.
Right. And you military, so you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I really enjoyed talking to you all. I really did.
Yes. This was amazing.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to just following you all on your journey, your purpose, whatever it is, through Biocross, Men of Valor. Hopefully I'll have you guys. I'm trying to get you guys in Ohio. I won't talk about it, but I'm working on some things to get you guys.
Are y'all in New York? Are y'all coming to New York?
They're going everywhere.
Say the word, Ricky.
They're going everywhere.
Look. I got New York on lock. Come to New York. Let's go.
We're gonna get a
Let's
workout
go.
session when we're gonna get a workout
Oh
session
yeah,
when I get there.
yeah. I own 4 gyms. What borough you want to be in?
Hey, all of them.
Simple as that. We got downtown Brooklyn, 85 Livingston Street. Yeah,
I ain't never
yeah.
New York, so this would be incredible for me.
I was supposed to go to
part.
college in New York. I just didn't ever go. I ended up getting switched to LA.
Yeah, New York needs that Men of Valor tour. Definitely.
Oh, that's
Definitely.
awesome.
Definitely. That's what I'm talking about. And then we could do the gym and all that. Whatever gym you want to go, we going to mine. So we get busy. Yeah. Yeah, Jordan, leg day. As soon as you come, leg day.
Definitely going to the basketball court after.
Yeah.
Already.
I had jump shots too. I played basketball. I got recruited to Syracuse University. We could talk about it.
Yeah.
The stats come up.
Yeah.
Tried out for the Dallas Mavericks in 06.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One of my brothers was he's in Orlando now, but God Shamgar, that's my bro. So he was out there in Dallas with the Mavericks for a long time.
That's what's up.
Yeah, that's my guy, my bro. We grew up together.
Follow this, all this good work you guys are doing, and just follow your journey. And we look forward to seeing Florida's workout pics that he's going to be posting on social media. We look forward to all that. How can we follow Biocross, Men of Valor Fitness pics and workout videos, all that? Your handles, drop your handles.
Florida got it. Go ahead, Florida.
You can follow
Go ahead, Florida.
Follow the story of Biocross and the Men of Valor Tour at the official Biocross on Instagram. You can follow me at Florida Palmore on Instagram. That's Florida just like the state, and Palmore spelled how it sounds, Pal More. That's it. And then
you can follow me at jsmalls_09.
jsmalls_09. Okay. I'm be following all y'all, so look out for me.
Bet. You can follow me at official Joseph Jerome Mason 3.
Okay.
Find me at Abyon Asar. That's ABYON AUSAR, and that's on all platforms.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
All right. It was a pleasure, man. Pleasure.
And congratulations
And
on all your success.
definitely, it was. I'm honored to have had this talk with y'all at the beginning of y'all journey, or at the beginning of this journey. It was an honor, man, and I can't wait to see the heights that y'all are going to elevate to.
Thank you so much.
Bless.
Blessings.
Appreciate it.
Definitely, always.
Thank y'all for having us. It's been a pleasure.